Mortgage troubles are brewing for Toronto homeowners in Q2 of 2023, and those who are caught in it may not actually even realize it yet. Yeah, sounds weird, right? And as with all things that are drastic, that caused by change in prices, there are always going to be winners and losers. So you want to make sure you know what's happening right now. Now, if you find yourself in maybe one of these situations, as I explain it later in this video, and you want to have some help or strategies to navigate this, you can book a call with me using the link that's on the screen. It's right here, www.chatwithzen.com.
Simply click on the date and a time that works best for you. And then when you see the prompt, fill in your name, email, mobile phone number, and the question you have for me, and then we'll chat then.
Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Properties TV. My name is Zen, and I run a RE/MAX brokerage in the Greater Toronto area, on top of making awesome educational content on real estate, just like this one for you. Now, I've been meaning to touch on this topic for a few weeks now, but there's just been such a flurry of real estate news that keeps coming and keeps pushing this topic back. So let me elaborate and why I really want to talk to this topic, because I think there could be a lot of potential mortgage troubles that are brewing for a lot of homeowners that, I don't know, maybe some of them won't even know. And it could be a good thing if you're on the lookout to buy something for maybe a discount, right? So the idea here is anyone who has a mortgage with a B lender or private is potentially sitting on a landmine that's ready to blow up in the second quarter in 2023. So we'll call it in like 6 months, right? And here's why I think this could be a lot of trouble or opportunity for some, right? So back in March 2022, when prices peaked, a lot of people who bought properties, like they bought them first before having to sell in the second quarter of this year, were kind of faced with a dilemma, right? Either you fire sell your property, and that's probably, I said so many times, that's why prices drop so fast, so rapidly, or you found an alternative way to carry both properties, or in hopes that like maybe the market will rebound and you can sell, or potentially hope that you can refinance one of the properties into an A lender in the future. Well, I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, and by that meaning the prices rebound to Q2 2022 by 2023. And I would say the most common alternative way to carry both properties or close when the appraisals are below what you bought it for was the use of a B lender or private. So a B lender terms and private generally, like, they expire in 1 year. Hence, that's what I'm saying is like a ticking time bomb when most of these scenarios come due in Q2 2023. So these mortgage borrowers upon renewal are going to be facing higher rates, almost twice as what they were from closing. You can see in this chart over here, right? When they close in Q2 2022 this year. So I suspect many won't be able to make their payments or qualify on the A side, given how high the interests are right now. Now, if you are going to say renew your B lender, based on this chart I'm showing you here, you're up like 300 basis points or 3% higher potentially, right? Now, the other challenge is that there's a lot of private lenders that are actually not renewing the funds they lend you at all. They're calling back the money they lent you. And you have to think about why this is the case, right? Because as a private lender, if you were to lend out money for like say 5 or 6%, a GIC right now is paying like 4% right now. So why would you take that risk on an asset that's dropped 20% in value from when you lent it out and there's no way out to pay you back, right? So even at 10%, the risk may not be worth it. So the juice is not worth the squeeze. So these B lenders and private borrowers are going to be coming up to the situation where there are either no funds, or the cost at which they have to borrow these funds, so your capital cost, is going to be doubling on them. Yeesh, right? It's not going to be pretty. Now, if you found this content useful, make sure you help me smash the like button, because I'm pretty sure other people will as well, so you can spread the knowledge out there. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe to the Prime Property channel so you know when I drop awesome content like this just for you. Now, I have this running list I've been monitoring for these properties that may come up because they're hitting these kind of points, right? So these often come up as like power of sale, or they're some kind of attorney, and I'm just kind of monitoring it. And if you want to be part of this list, just shoot me an email. My email will be right here, and I can add you on them so you know when these properties come up. And if you do find yourself in a sticky situation, something like this, and you're looking for some help, you can book a call with me using the link that's on the screen right here. It's www.chatwithzen.com. Now, some of you kind of may be asking this question, right? Is this issue going to be big enough to make a dent in, call it Q2 of 2023, which is, the spring market? I actually have no idea, because if this like extra inventory comes to the market, with all the other potential things coming up, such as like relist, it may have an impact. It may, but from like a percentage of people who are in this situation relative to people who are in A lenders right now, I honestly don't think it's that high. Maybe like less than 5% is like my best guess. But how bad of a problem could this be for those in this situation? It's bad, right? Let me just show you some hypothetical numbers over here, right? So the average price in Q2 2022 was like 1.35 mil, right? Hence, that's why I put the number here. And let's assume that buyer had to go get a mortgage with a B lender. So their monthly mortgage, which is likely a 1-year fix, up until where they renew, would have been roughly like $4,900, give or take, right? So if they were to renew in Q2 of 2023 next year, assuming the rates are the same right now, a B lender right now is somewhere around 7%, making their payment about $7,200 or about $2,300 more. Now you may say, oh, that's not big of a difference because the trigger point and all the people in A lenders, they're coming up to that. But here's the big time difference. The 100% of this payment is going to be forced on you, meaning that you're not going to get the I'll only pay interest benefit from being at a big bank if you have like a static variable mortgage. This is a whole new renewal. That's going to be a sticker shock for a lot of people. Now, someone in this situation probably may start liquidating in Q1 2022 if you're looking for a deal. Now, here's the other example. Assuming you need to use private, right? Let's assume the private continues to lend you the money, which is roughly like 9% right now. Most people who had to use privates, they probably had to do so to bridge the gap in the appraisal, right? Because they bought higher, the appraisal came in lower because of the timing of the market, right? So I assume that 35% of the average price in the worst case scenario. Now, when it comes to private, they're interest only generally, and you have to renew at today's rates. You're increasing your payments by roughly like $1,600 in this example I put up over here, right? Which is still a lot of money. This is also going to be forced on you as well. Now, the worst case is if someone's caught in both a B lender and a private lender, and that's going to be brutal, especially with values down 20% and appraisals coming in super conservative right now. It's almost impossible for anyone to refinance their full mortgage into an A lender right now, unless you force some kind of appreciation if you're like a flipper or someone who's doing like the Burr method, right? Now the question becomes, these monthly shock payment increases, can they be carried by these people who borrowed it, the mortgage borrowers, right? I suspect not for many if they had to go down this route to begin with anyways. And hopefully, they'll be okay. Now, I hope this gives you an idea of what's to come. This isn't meant to be like a doom and gloom, but this is just a trend that I could see playing out in the future. And as a buyer, if I find someone in this situation, obviously you can take advantage of it and maybe get something in there because they need to liquidate. As a seller, if you're stuck in this sticky situation, you may want to plan ahead of this renewal so you can make your move sooner rather than later. Anyways, these are some things that I will be continuing to monitor. And if you are looking for self-help on how to navigate a market like this, especially whether you're kind of on the buyer side or on the sell side, you can book a call with me using the link that's on the screen. It's right here, www.chatwithzen.com. Until next time, your move, your future. See ya. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.